Winning the Premier League should be the peak of a manager's career. It's the moment their name is carved into history, celebrated by fans, and seen as untouchable. But reality isn't always that beautiful. Even a league title is not enough to guarantee job security. The pressure at elite clubs is ruthless. Expectations never drop, they multiply after success. The moment performances dip, doubts begin to grow, from the dressing room, the media, and the stands. And in situations like this, one extreme decision often becomes the solution: the sack. This situation is now starting to shadow Arne at Liverpool FC. Despite reaching the top, the team's form has begun to decline. 9 defeats in a single season is a worrying signal that cannot be ignored. With only a few matches left, the pressure is becoming very real. So the question is, will history repeat itself? Will Slot follow the path of great managers who lost their jobs shortly after achieving glory? To answer that, let's look at 5 of the most striking cases in history. Managers who were sacked not long after lifting the Premier League trophy. From decisions that were somewhat understandable to those that felt brutally unfair. 1. Jose Mourinho, Chelsea FC. The 2015/2016 season marked one of the most dramatic downfalls in Mourinho's career. Just months after leading Chelsea to a league title and a League Cup, everything collapsed. Chelsea went from champions to a team struggling near the bottom of the table. Only 4 wins in 16 matches, a shocking statistic for a club of that level. A defeat to Leicester City became the final blow. But the real issue wasn't just results. Mourinho's relationship with players and staff had deteriorated. Internal conflicts, including with the medical team, made things worse. Owner Roman Abramovich made the decisive call. Mourinho was dismissed. A shocking move, but one many saw as logical given the circumstances. 2. Antonio Conte, Chelsea FC. Unlike Mourinho, Conte's situation was more complex. He led Chelsea to a dominant title in 2016/2017, but cracks began to appear the following season. Chelsea finished 5th and missed out on Champions League qualification, a major disappointment. But the bigger problem was behind the scenes. Conte's relationship with the board gradually broke down. One of the most controversial moments came when he sent a text message to Diego Costa telling him he was no longer part of the club's plans. This led to legal disputes, with Chelsea attempting to avoid paying compensation. However, Conte won the case and received his full payout. This dismissal felt inevitable, a ticking time bomb that finally exploded. It wasn't just about results, but a relationship beyond repair. 3. Roberto Mancini, Manchester City. Mancini was the man who transformed Manchester City. He delivered their first modern-era Premier League title in 2012, a historic achievement. But football moves fast. Just 1 season later, the title returned to rivals Manchester United. City still finished second, but expectations had changed. Competing was no longer enough. They were expected to dominate. The biggest blow came in the FA Cup final 2013. City lost to Wigan Athletic, a team that was relegated that same season. 2 days after that loss at Wembley, Mancini was sacked. A harsh decision that reflected the club's ambition. Still, fans continued to respect his legacy. 4. Claudio Ranieri, Leicester City. Perhaps the most emotional story on this list. Ranieri created a miracle by leading Leicester City to the 2015/2016 Premier League title, one of the greatest achievements in football history. But the following season turned into a nightmare. Leicester found themselves near the relegation zone, fighting to survive. The threat of becoming the first defending champions to be relegated since 1938 loomed large. The decision to sack Ranieri sparked global criticism. Figures like Gary Lineker openly condemned the move. Yet from the club's perspective, it was necessary to ensure survival. Cruel, yes, but also a reflection of modern football's harsh reality. 5. Carlo Ancelotti, Chelsea FC. At number 1, we have one of the most brutal decisions in Premier League history. Ancelotti led Chelsea to a historic double in 2009/2010, winning both the league and the FA Cup. But just one season later, everything changed. Chelsea finished 9 points behind Manchester United and ended the season without a trophy. For many clubs, that would still be considered a decent campaign, but not for Chelsea. Their standards were simply too high. Ancelotti was sacked immediately after the final game of the season at Goodison Park. No time, no patience, just one cold decision. To this day, many still consider it one of the most unfair sackings in football history. From Mourinho to Ancelotti, from Mancini to Ranieri, they all share one thing in common. They were champions. They stood at the top, celebrated glory, and made history. But in the end, none of that was enough to protect them from the brutal reality of modern football. A title is not a guarantee. In fact, sometimes it only raises the pressure even higher. Expectations grow, patience fades, and even the smallest mistake can become fatal. Now, that shadow is slowly approaching Arne Slot. If Liverpool's form doesn't improve, his name could soon be added to this list. So what do you think? Will Arne Slot suffer the same fate? Or will Liverpool give him more time? Drop your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more football content.